So can you tell us, as best you recall, what time it was that you first reached your home and parked?
It had to have been around 4:15, I remember.
Sometime before 5 o'clock?
Before 5, yeah.
You don't know the exact time?
No, I don't remember.
Okay. And where'd you park?
I parked on the street outside of my house. That's usually where I parked.
Okay. Now, was the garage, how would you usually enter the house when you would park there?
I would enter the garage key code, and the garage would open, and then I would go through the door that leads to the kitchen.
Was that the shortest route to take to get into the house?
Yeah, I could have gone through the front door, but we rarely go through the front door.
Okay. And you had some kind of button to push, you said?
Yeah, on the outside of the garage, usually.
Okay, and did you do that?
No.
What did you do?
The garage was already open.
And did you see anything in the inside of the garage? Did you see the Porsche, for instance?
No, it was not there.
Your father owned a Porsche, is that right?
Yes.
Had he recently purchased it?
Yes.
About how long before?
I don't remember.
Well, his death occurred about January 23rd,
Yes.
2017.
Yeah.
Do you recall him getting the Porsche around Christmas time?
The fall, Christmas, something like that, yeah.
Do you know why he got a Porsche?
No.
Did you know if he liked that car?
Yeah.
Okay. So, did you see that car in the garage when you pulled home?
No.
Did that surprise you, or had you not yet learned that your father had stayed home that day?
It surprised me because usually the garage door and the gate are closed, but every once in a while someone will forget to shut it on their way out, so it was unusual, yeah.
Did you notice any blood on the garage door floor?
Not in the garage, no.
How did your father usually park the Porsche, if you remember? That is, was it straight in with, or did he back it in?
I would say straight in more than backed in.
Okay. But he was not there at that time?
No.
So where did you go?
So I went through the garage into the door that leads to the kitchen.
And the first thing you saw was your father, is that right?
Yes. When you open the door, there's a big window in the kitchen that you can see outside. So I opened the door and I saw him, what looked like him to just be sitting outside.
And how long did it take you to realize that it looked like he had been attacked or and was either dead or had real problems?
There was blood all over the kitchen. As I was walking in, I noticed it on the floor, on the walls, on the door, and it smelled like vinegar.
And what's the first thing you did?
I didn't even go outside. I just called 911 right away. I just dropped my stuff, and then I went outside after.
Okay. And do you know how long you were on the phone with 911?
No, I don't remember.
Were you still on the phone with 911 when your mother arrived?
Yes.
Okay. And how did she arrive? That is, where did you first see her?
She opened the door to the backyard, which is where I was, and just yelled what happened and screaming.
Okay. And at some point, was she on the 911 call with you?
I don't remember.
At some point, were you getting instructions from the operator on how to hopefully save your father's life?
Yes.
And was your mother involved in that as well?
Yes.
And what was the operator telling you to do?
Put him on his back.
And did you attempt to do that with your mother's help?
We tried, but we couldn't do it.
It was just too big?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you make any attempts pursuant to the instructions of 911 to revive your father?
Yeah, I attempted.
And what was that?
To try and turn him, well, at first they told me to turn him on his back, but I was by myself at that point. My mom hadn't come home yet, and I was trying. And I even said on the call, I can't do it. He's too heavy for me to do it. And then shortly after, my mom came, and I told her, they're telling me to put him on his back, and she was trying to help me.
And before you could do that, did anyone else arrive?
No.
How long were you there before anyone arrived from the fire department, police department, or any agency?
Less than 10 minutes.
Okay. Were you and your mom still trying to turn him over and help him?
Yes.
And I assume there was a lot of blood there.
Yes.
Okay. Who did you first notice arriving at the scene?
The firemen.
And was there more than one?
Yes.
Did they take over at that time in terms of caring for your father?
Yes, they told me and my mom to stay inside.
And where did you go with her?
To the dining table inside.
And was she with you the whole time?
Yes.
And was her physical condition any different than you described when she got there and saw the body?
It was the same.
And what about you, Bella? What shape were you in at that point? Do you remember?
I was just in shock. Again, I was crying, but then I wasn't crying. I was trying to be responsible. I was trying to help my mom. It's all over the place. So.
Who else arrived, or who were the first people to arrive after the initial firemen?
I remember Deborah first.
Deborah Obad?
Yeah.
Now, your sister Jessica,
Yeah.
had she been babysitting as far as you knew at the Obad house?
I didn't know that she was babysitting. I just thought she was out somewhere.
Okay. And was she the next member of the family you saw?
Yeah.
And was Deborah Obad with her?
No.
Okay.
No.
So eventually the police arrived, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and before they arrived, where were you and your mother?
At the dining room table.
Just waiting?
Yeah.
And were the firemen still working on your dad?
Yes.
At some point, did they tell you and your mom that they could do no more and he had died?
Yes.
About how long after they arrived did they tell you that?
I don't remember the timing.
Okay. And I assume that the condition of you and your mother remained the same, is that right?
Yeah.
How long was it before any police officers arrived?
I don't remember.
Were they the next people you saw, or was it someone
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
And at some point, were you directed out of the house and told you could not stay there for now and had to go to a neighbor's house?
Yes.
Do you remember which neighbor that was?
Yes.
Whose?
Vanessa Schachter is my neighbor.
And was this someone you knew well?
Yes.
And how far away was that house from your house?
Like 5 steps.
Had your sister arrived by then?
Yes.
So did you and your mom and your sister go to the Schachter house?
Yes.
Were you escorted there by an officer?
Yes.
How long were you there before you were spoken to by any of the police?
I was probably there for about half an hour.
Were you with your mom the same time, all the time?
The whole time up until we did separate interviews with the detectives.
And was that at their direction?
Yeah.
Do you remember the names of any of the detectives who came there?
I don't remember.
Do you remember now? Does Parshall ring a bell, or?
Parshall rings a bell, yeah.
Okay. Your interview with them, was that separate, away from your mom and your sister?
It was me and my sister together.
Okay. And was your mother interviewed separately?
Yes.
And after the interviews concluded, what happened with you and your mom and your sister, if you know?
We went to sleep at Deborah's house.
Did your mom want to sleep at Deborah's house?
I don't remember if she wanted to or not.
So you and your mom and Jessica went over to Deborah's house?
Yes.
Didn't your mom want to sleep home in the family house?
I don't remember if she wanted to or not.
Did you?
No.
Okay. So Deborah had arrived by then, is that correct?
Yeah, she was with us at the Schachter's house too.
And I assume a lot of other people had arrived, is that correct?
Yeah.
Did you meet any of them, such as people from Wella or neighbors or even looky-loos?
Yes, my dad's friends came.
Did you talk to them?
Yeah, they gave us hugs and tried to comfort us.
Everyone was in pretty much the same condition, shocked?
Shocked, yeah.
Let me ask you this, Bella. before your father's death, how would you have described your father's marriage with your mom?
They were best friends.
Did your dad have a favorite song?
We have to squeeze in a break, but when we come back, we'll have more testimony from the defendant's daughter in the celebrity stylist murder trial. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, new details emerge in the search for an American college student who vanished in the Dominican Republic. We'll bring you the very latest in this developing story.
Closing Arguments with Vinny Politan, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
Doomsday Cult mom is now lawyer Lori.
She's representing herself.
On charges of conspiring to murder her fourth husband.
She said, I can murder you now.
The Cult Mom Conspiracy Trial. Live coverage coming soon, only on Court TV.
Turning now to Indiana, where we're following new developments in the Delphi murders case.
Never before seen video of best friends Libby German and Abby Williams has now been released by Richard Allen's defense team. Now, Allen, who was convicted last year of the girls' murder, can allegedly be seen walking behind the girls before telling them to go down the hill.
A portion of the video was released prior to Allen's arrest, but this is the first time that we are seeing the full 43-second video. Watch it together.
See, this is the path that we are on. There's no path going there, so we have to go down here. Bye.
All right, this chilling new video was posted online by a group advocating for the innocence of Richard Allen. Again, he was found guilty last November on all counts related to Libby and Abby's murders and was sentenced to 130 years in prison.
Michael, I just have to comment on that video. You know what disturbed me the most? The innocence of those two girls. And when she says, oh, there's no path down this hill, the way she says it to me just emphasizes the fact they were two innocent, vulnerable victims.
Yeah, there's no sense of danger in their voice because they don't know the world that way. That this could be a dangerous situation. It's just a guy that they met on the bridge.
Yes.
You know? Yeah,
it's haunting.
It's chilling. It's chilling. All right. We're going to get back to California now, where defendant Monica Sementilli is standing trial for murder.
The state says Monica conspired with her boyfriend, Robert Baker, to kill her husband in order to, number one, continue their affair, and number two, cash in on a more than $1 million life insurance policy.
And on the stand now is Monica and Fabio's daughter, Isabella. She's testifying for the defense. Let's get back into court.
By Frank Sinatra.
Did you ever see your mom sing that song during any of the events that took place, ceremonies or funerals following your father's death?
Yes.
Where was that?
I was not physically there. I just saw videos of it, but I do remember her singing it on a stage, and then I remember her singing it at my cousin's graduation in New York.
Okay. And were there other family members on the stage with her when she sang it?
Yes.
Was one of them Morella?
Yes.
That was from your father's family? How is she related to you?
She's my dad's sister.
Okay. And was she smiling and clapping and singing along?
Yes.
At any time, at least before your mother's arrest, did anyone say to you that they thought your mother was acting inappropriately at any of the events that she attended or the funeral or anything like that?
No.
You were at the funeral in Canada, is that right?
Yes.
Was there also a funeral ceremony here in Los Angeles area?
Yes.
Okay. You were there as well?
Yes.
When you went to Canada for your father's funeral and burial, was he cremated or was he buried himself without being cremated?
He was cremated.
And can you remember who made that decision, if you know?
I don't remember who made that decision, but it was me, my sister, my brother, and my mom that had a conversation about it, and we all agreed to cremate him.
Okay. Did anyone complain about that from Fabio's family?
No.
Did you hear any complaints about, well, let me ask you this. So, was he cremated?
Yes.
And then his remains were buried where or placed where? Do you
They're in
remember?
Toronto.
Where?
In Canada, in Toronto.
Okay. Did anyone complain about that?
No.
Following that, did any members of your family come out to stay with you and your mom and your sister?
Yes.
To help out?
Yes.
And who was that?
My Aunt Anna came. My grandmother came. Morella came a few times. That's all I really remember.
And your Aunt Anna was just here in court, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when they came, what did they do for you and Bella and your mom?
Just comfort us, keep us busy, helped us out. That's it.
Help you grieve?
Yeah.
Were they all there for you?
Yeah.
Did you have any issues with your father's family at that time?
No.
Did everyone appear to be in the same condition, and that is do the best they could to help you and your sister and your mom survive this terrible tragedy?
Yes.
Okay. What about your cousin Luigi? Did he come?
My brother?
Your brother, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't remember during that time.
Before then, what was the relationship with your father's family?
We were close.
Did you ever go on trips with them?
Like small weekend trips, yeah.
Did they ever come out to California
Yes.
for any particular holidays?
I'm not sure about a holiday, but they would come randomly throughout the year, yes.
And I'm talking about when your father was alive.
Yes, when my father was alive.
Who would come?
Morella, her partner Marco, her daughter Vanessa, Anthony and Stephanie would come too. They're my cousins. Yeah.
And how long were your parents married before your father was murdered?
22. They were married in 96, so 22, I think.
And at any time did you and your family, or Fabio and your mom's family, go to Canada on vacations or visits?
Yes.
And how often did that occur?
It was either we would go during the summer for a few weeks, or we would go for Christmas, so once a year.
And again, how would you describe how the two families got along or interacted?
We would spend equal time with each side of the family.
And get along?
Yeah.
How well?
Got along well.
Did any of that change at some point, the relationship between you and your sister and your mom, or specifically you and your sister with your dad's family?
Yes.
And when did that occur, if you can tell us or recall?
When my mom was arrested, I remember at first I did feel cared for by the Sementilli family as time went on, and I showed my, I stand by my mom and I stand by her innocence in this whole thing. Then the relationship quickly ended because they blasted her on social media every day.
So did things change specifically when you made it clear and your sister that you believed your mom was innocent?
Yes.